Mid TV, channel popping, screen so bright. Content dripping, every video hit just right. Flames in the comments can't cool the hype. Keyboard warriors tapping through the night. He got edit sharper than a katana blade. Punchlines hit harder than a renegade. Skirt through the algorithm, never delayed. Every upload's a party, the vibes cascade. Like, comment, subscribe, that's the move. Mitch be so fire, it's the groove. Hit that bell, let the squad approve. More lit than the sun, we improve. Mitch got the flow, contain, ping, ping. Cameras rolling the grind, don't thin. Algorithm try blocking, but he still wins. Turn a critic to a fan with a cheeky grin. B-roll slicker than a fresh ice rink. Transition poppin' quicker than you blink. Trending charts canvas, watch them ink. Views go up, no cap, no shrink. You watching once, but you watch it twice. Every clip a diamond cut precise. Haters in the shadow throwing dice. Mitch too lit, can't dim despise.
All right. This your boy Mitch TV coming to you straight off the hip. Car Chronicles, another episode, a quick episode. All right. That- I'm just want to just tell you thank you for like, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. I have 1,800 subscribers. I need 200 more to hit that 2,000 mark. All right, let's go ahead and talk about some NBA basketball. The Golden State Warriors. A month ago, they have traded Jonathan Kuminga, maybe about not even a month, maybe about 2-3 weeks ago. They traded Jonathan Kuminga to the Atlanta Hawks. And since that trade had went down, Jonathan Kuminga is starting to look like an all-star. And here's what I'm going to say. Steve Kerr, you a goofy-ass coach. You fumbled Jonathan Kuminga. You fumbled him. Bob Myers, Mike Dunleavy, y'all goofy asses fumbled him. And I know Bob Myers left before he did all of this, but he's part of the reason too why the Warriors are at the state they're at now. Steve Kerr did not. Here's the thing. Let's talk about this Warriors. Hold on. Let me say this. The Warriors within the past 4 years have been garbage. They passed on a lot of good prospects. And they traded people who they should have never traded. And they should have traded some people who needed to be traded. First things first, you traded James Wiseman and think you could turn a back to the basket big into a Dwight Howard, Clint Capella type big. You should have never drafted James Wiseman then. LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards was sitting right there for you. I felt like if the Warriors would have drafted LaMelo, they would have kept winning championships because LaMelo fits perfectly with Steph. And then you could go ahead and off Clay prematurely where you could get the highest value for Clay. That's the first thing they did wrong. You drafted Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, and all those guys, and you sat on them. And then Steve Kerr get into an argument with Jonathan Kuminga and then been putting them in the doghouse for 2 years. And then he puts Buddy Hield in the doghouse because Buddy Hield is riding with Jonathan Kuminga. And Steve Kerr said Buddy Hield don't fit with the system. Steve Kerr, you a dumbass coach. Here's the reason why. Buddy Hield is a 3-point shooter. And he doesn't fit with your system. And here's the reason why Steve Kerr is so stupid. He put people in the doghouse that don't follow his system. Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield, here's what I'm gonna say. Jonathan Kuminga is a person that need the ball. He's more like he's a scoring wing, like Paul George, Brandon Miller, Cade Cunningham. Even though Cade Cunningham's a point guard, but he's tall like a wing. Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James. Even though LeBron James is a quote unquote pass first, but LeBron James averaged 27 points a game. That's considered you a scorer, right? All right. You could have adjusted your system to run some plays for Jonathan Kuminga. And I understand Kerr is very rigid. He sticks to his philosophy because he won 4 championships with that system. And and the thing with Buddy Hield, this what kills me about Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield fits with the Warriors system. He can move without the ball and catch and shoot. And you put him in the doghouse also. And there have been numerous reports the reason why Buddy Hield and Jonathan Kuminga been in the doghouse because when Steve Kerr run plays and then the play had to end with Steph touching the ball or Steph shooting the ball, they will go ahead and shoot when they have the opportunity to shoot, or when they're open, they shoot the ball. And Steve Kerr gets mad because they're not following the system. Oh well, sometimes if you got a good shot and you shoot the ball and you make it, oh well. Let's just be real. Kobe and Phil Jackson bumped heads because Kobe hated playing the triangle to the T. This is earlier Kobe years. And then Phil and Kobe bumped heads. But Phil was smart enough not to put Kobe in the doghouse because Phil knew he needed Kobe. Yes, Jonathan Kuminga is not on the same level as Kobe, but you had a budding scorer that can get you a bucket, and you put him in a doghouse because he's not following your system. Steve Kerr, you fumbled Jonathan Kuminga. And this is the reason why the Warriors, they're wasting Steph Curry's prime. And here's the crazy part about it. The Warriors was trying to trade Jonathan Kuminga to Milwaukee for Giannis. And guess what? Mil, as much damage Steve Kerr did to Jonathan Kuminga's value, Milwaukee didn't even want Jonathan Kuminga. Steve Kerr and Mike Dunleavy is so damn stupid. It's like, okay, if you want to trade a player who have upside, you have to play the player so his value can be so high that he's irresistible in the trade market. If Steve Kerr would have been playing Jonathan Kuminga all this season, having him telling Steph like, hey, we're gonna try to go for Giannis, but we're gonna get Jonathan Kuminga value all the way up. He's gonna be taking more shots. We're gonna try to get him to average at least 20 points a game in our system. If smart GMs will tell their coaches that, and coaches that understands the value of players would do that. Jonathan Kuminga value would have been so high. And then if you knew you was gonna trade him, they should have signed Jonathan Kuminga to a contract where they could trade him and get his value high. Yeah, he's getting $24 million a year, but that's in today's NBA, 6 men get that. 6-man players get $24 million a year. Starters don't get that. Now, if this was 10 years ago, $24 million is starter money. But now 6 men and rotational players are getting $24 million a year. And Jonathan Kuminga, he's starting to look like an all-star. He scored the other night, a couple nights ago, he scored 27 points. And the Hawks are looking nice with those young pieces. Man, Dyson Daniels and that other little and little the little other buddy Richard Shear, Dyson Daniels, and now they got Jonathan Kuminga. Hey, all I'm telling you, the Hawks are looking at, and they got a veteran presence with CJ McCollum. I'm telling you, all the Hawks need is a big. If the Hawks draft a big, that's like a rim running big, and then if they get a actual point guard, because CJ McCollum, he can play point guard, but he's more of a scoring guard. I'm telling you, the Hawks going to be the next team that's going to be ascending, just like the Knicks, just like the Cavs. They're going to be ascending. I'm telling you, the Hawks are looking nice. They're young right now. Of course, they're not going to the playoffs, but they're looking nice. Next season, it might be a little promising. I'm telling you, don't fall asleep on the Atlanta Hawks. They look nice. Remember, they traded Trae Young to get some draft capital and all of that. I'm telling you, the Hawks going to look nice next year. They might not be a playoff team next year, but give them 2 years. They're going to be in the playoffs. If they and guess what? They're going to extend Jonathan Kuminga. They're going to extend Dyson Daniels, and they're going to extend Richard Shear, and they're going to get somebody. I'm telling you, the Hawks going to look nice. And and I'm just going to say it. Golden State fumbled the bag. They fumbled. They really fumbled championships. Like after this whole Jonathan Kuminga, let's rewind it back. When the whole Draymond situation happened with Jordan Poole, the Warriors should have traded Draymond. Draymond had value at that time. But here's the crazy part. I bet you they they tried to trade him and he had no value because the tape leaked. That was the reason why. And also, remember, another reason why that Jordan Poole tape leaked, because Draymond was trying to play for a new contract. Draymond, if that Jordan Poole tape would have never leaked, Draymond would have got 30 to $35 million a year. But when that tape leaked, it fucked Draymond's bag up. That's why he got that $20 million a year bag. That's still good money. But if the tape would have never leaked, Draymond would have got an extra $15 million a year. Just because. And I think the Warriors leaked that tape on purpose. I'm just going to say that. They leaked the tape on purpose to kill Draymond's value. If you actually think about it, Draymond was due for a contract. Then the tape leaked, and all of a sudden, Draymond had to take a quote-unquote pay cut to stay with the Warriors. And then also, no team in the NBA did not want to sign Draymond. So he was stuck. So he was hit with a raw deal like that. And Jordan Poole, I just felt like this. They traded Jordan Poole, but you just killed your whole bench. Jordan Poole was the reason why I won a championship against the Celtics. He was the reason why, because he was going crazy in the finals. And I'm gonna say this. Another thing they should have never done, they should have just signed Klay Thompson. The Warriors really need Klay. Because how they look, they should have just kept Klay. They should have. Now they let Klay walk. Klay, it's hit this crazy. The Warriors offered Klay, I think it was like 3 for 60, which he should have got 3 for 90, low key. I would have gave Klay 3 for 90, but he got like 3 for 60 with the Mavs. He walked away from the Warrior, and it was something crazy. It was, and I think it was some other discrepancies. Why? But I think the Warriors should have signed Clay. They should have, because if they would have kept Clay and Steph together, and then either trade Draymond or trade Jordan Poole, or kept Clay, Steph, and Draymond together, and then you get Jonathan Kuminga's value real up. You get his value up. Him and Moses Moody's value up. And then what happened? Then you could trade for Jimmy Butler. Then after you trade for Jimmy Butler, now you got a good team to make a finals run. And that's the problem with the Warriors. Their front office is trash. After Bob Myers left, their front office been going down the drain. And here's the reason why Bob Myers left. And people have been wondering for years, why did he leave? Bob Myers left because he did not want to make the decision to trade Draymond and Klay Thompson. And he knew that the signs were coming, was everywhere. The signs was everywhere that he had to trade both of them or one of them. And he didn't want to be responsible of breaking the Warriors dynasty up. So he did the smart thing by resigning. He didn't want to be villainized like Jerry Krause did in Chicago back in 98 when Jerry Krause broke up the Bulls because of his ego. So Bob Myers did a smart thing is let me step down so I won't be called a villain in the NBA by breaking up a dynasty. So he was smart for doing that. So, but since Mike Dunleavy, his goofy ass, came in, he just made horrible decisions. I'm sorry. If the Warriors want to be back in finals contention, they need to bring Bob Myers back. They're going to have to because Bob Myers, he's chilling right now. Right now, he's I think he's a advisor. He's like a front office advisor for the Washington Commanders in the NFL, which is wild. And guess who he's working close with? Magic Johnson. And that pivots over to Magic might come back to the Lakers also, since I'm bringing Magic up. Since Mark Walters bought that team, a lot of signs is pointing to this is my theory. This is my little theory that Magic might come back to the front office in the Lakers. Brass. But all right, now let's talk about some more NBA stuff. San Antonio Spurs, they been whooping ass, taking names, all of that. Wemby is playing like a monster on a minutes restriction. Wemby's averaging 25 and 13 on minutes restriction. Imagine if Wemby played a full 35, 40 minutes. Wemby be averaging maybe 32 and 15, which is wild. And the Spurs and the Spurs, they're good. I don't think they'll win the championship. I think they'll meet OKC in the Western Conference Finals, and OKC will put them boys out in 6 games. That's what I predict. OKC is too loaded. They picked up Jared McCain, which he's a great 6-man / starting shooting guard for a team like Jared McCain. He's a good quality person to have on the team. Like if Jared McCain was on a bad team, he'll be a starting shooting guard. If he's on a good team, he's gonna be a 6-man, which that's not bad at all. Which is not bad. And and I see, you know, OKC, they're not going anywhere. The moves they're making, they're not going anywhere. No time soon. OKC gonna be a monster. Yeah, OKC, they're gonna win at least one more championship. And then next year, that's when it's gonna get ugly. Because Boston gonna be back, Indiana's gonna be back, and Cleveland is gonna be stronger because they're gonna have LeBron. I'm calling it. They're gonna have LeBron, but it's gonna be this is why OKC's trying to win now. Because I believe next year, if OKC go to the finals again next year and they meet Boston, it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be real ugly. And it's gonna be a dogfight. So the NBA is in good hands. I thought the NBA was gonna be trash, but we got some good players. But here's the thing, and I'm gonna give my flowers to LeBron. When LeBron retired, the NBA is going to be trash. It's going to be trash. It's going to be boring. It's going to because LeBron brings that excitement, that character that's a villain slash he's an anti-hero. That's what LeBron is. He's an anti-hero. He's he's a villain to some people. He's a hero to a lot of people, but he don't always claim to be a hero. And like I said, it's gonna get ugly. Because when LeBron leaves the NBA, it's going to get ugly. And LeBron will be dearly missed. That's why I believe next year is going to be LeBron's last year in the league. Or year 25. I'm still, you know what? I'm still going to stick to what I said previously. LeBron want to play 25 years. And I think that would be the greatest milestone ever. First player in the NBA to play 25 years in the league. And I think he can achieve that. He'll be age 43 when he played 25 years. That would be wonderful. But all right, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think. It's your boy, Miss TV.
Mid TV, channel popping, screen so bright. Content dripping, every video hit just right. Flames in the comments can't cool the hype. Keyboard warriors tapping through the night. He got edit sharper than a katana blade. Punchlines hit harder than a renegade. Skirt through the algorithm, never delay. Every upload's a party, the vibes cascade. Like, comment, subscribe, that's the move. Mitch be so fire, it's the groove. Hit that bell, let the squad approve. More lit than the sun, we improve. Bitch got the flow, contain, ping, ping. Cameras rolling the grind, don't think. Algorithm try blocking, but he still wins. Turn a critic to a fan with a cheeky grin. Be B-rolls slicker than a fresh ice rink. Transition poppin' quicker than you blink. Trending charters canvas, watch 'em ink. Views go up, no cap, no shrink. You watchin' once, but you watch it twice. Every clip a diamond cut precise. Haters in the shadow, throwing dice. Mitch too lit, can't dim despise.